To the graduating class of 2020. Tonight is May 22nd, 2020. It is the night before what would have been your graduation ceremony, marking 4 hard years of work, determination, and perseverance to accomplish the goals that you all established 3 years ago, 9 months, and 15 days ago when you stepped foot onto the Tracy High School campus as a freshman. However, my journey with you all began exactly a year after that date. On the first day of school, your sophomore year, I began my teaching career at Tracy High School. As many of you piled into my world history classroom on that first day, I couldn't have imagined the lasting impact that you all, the class of 2020, would have on me as I began that teaching career, but also the lasting impact that you would leave in my heart. In terms of being a first-year teacher, I could not have asked for a better group of individuals to start this crazy profession that is teaching. You all supported me, believed in me, and challenged me to grow to become a better teacher day in and day out through that first year. When I would mess up, many of you guys were there to help keep the class moving when I felt self-doubt and felt that I couldn't. When I experienced breakthroughs with many of you, your desire and perseverance to genuinely learn has given me the reward and motivation to continue bettering myself and my teaching profession. And as always, when we may not have seen eye to eye in the classroom, you challenged me to teach from a different perspective. I personally remember my first last day with you all together that sophomore year, taking pictures outside of the end building, kind of marking that the end of that first year together with you all. And I remember that last day fighting back the very same tears of joy and accomplishment that were flowing through me as I started to write this letter. Knowing that you all have helped me in the process of becoming a better educator than I was the day before, and hoping that along this journey that you have reflected upon some of the lessons and wisdom that I have imparted to you all as well. And then something remarkable happened for me and for you all. You moved on. You went to your junior year. I had the fortunate opportunity to not only teach a whole new group of sophomores and juniors, but also a group of students that I had the year before. Over your junior year, I relished in the idea that some of you moved on and took some of what I had to teach you the year before, and I relish in that idea that you could that you're using that wisdom to help you in your U.S. history class. And throughout this junior year, you all taught me to continue to push myself in this profession, but also to enjoy the small things as well. I learned to slow down, to get to know you all better as individuals, and to learn how to continue teaching you all, even if you were no longer even a part of my classroom, weren't my students anymore, or never even were my students. And then senior year came, and this year, some of you returned to be some of my TAs. Some of you returned simply to say hi, and many of you have grown to be pretty self-sufficient, respectful, and globally aware young adults who continue to exceed all expectations. It is in this year that I believe that I have learned to celebrate accomplishments both big and small. I enjoyed seeing you all begin this year as the top dogs. See what I did there? Top dogs. Okay. From fall senior activities to homecoming to GT and many other memorable moments so far this year, I personally have loved seeing you all come into your own as unique individuals, and have enjoyed both celebrating those big and small accomplishments. And then the unexpected happened. Unforeseen circumstances cut your year short. Classes canceled, prom canceled, grad night canceled, graduation postponed, among many other landmark celebrations of 4 years of achievement. While I know you all were looking forward to these moments, I want you to know that so was I. Not that they mean anything more to me than they do to you, but with the class of 2020 and the senior year specifically, there's something special to me. I sincerely looked forward to being a part of these celebrations with you, as you were my first class that I taught. And on the eve of your graduation, I have come to learn once again from you all to not take advantage of the small things or even the big things. I've also learned that this profession is much more than the history lessons that occur within the walls of my classroom. I've learned that learning, growing, and celebrating does not simply occur within just 1 year or a single class. Learning is so much more transcendent than all of that. But what matters is the true relationships and genuine learning of both history and life's lessons that make the greatest impact. At least for me as a teacher, you all have continued to teach me since the moment you stepped foot into my classroom, yelled my name, whether or not it was the correct spelling, or simply walked by with a smile on your face. You all have truly made Tracy High the best place to start my career in teaching, and inspired me to be the best possible version of myself each and every day. And through this understanding, I have come to realize that my own selfish desire to celebrate you and your achievements in your senior year and these momentous events has diminished, as I've realized that sometimes the journey to get to where you are going is oftentimes greater and more rewarding and inspiring than celebrating its conclusion. So I return us to where this letter began. It's May 22nd, 2020. It is now around 11 o'clock at night for me. While tonight may be clouded by the atmosphere of the world's current climate, it should not overshadow all of your accomplishments that you've had in your lives so far that have brought you to this point. Don't get me wrong, you guys are my first graduating class, and I would have loved to wake up tomorrow morning knowing that you all will be walking across that stage celebrating this momentous accomplishment with your friends and families. But know that you all have sincerely taught me more over the last 3 years than I could have ever hoped to have taught you in the moments that you were in my life, in my classroom, and as a student. You will always be my first graduating class, and I could not be more proud of a group of individuals that have faced so much great adversity through these achievements. The poise, grit, and self-determination that you all have exhibited in these trying times have provided both you and your peers and the rest of the community and with the encouragement for our society. And as you all take this next step in your journey, these very traits are exactly what you need as you set forth new goals and aspirations in your next great adventure, much like you did when you began this high school adventure as well. I am sincerely proud of each of you in this graduating class of 2020 and cannot wait to see what you all bring and put forth into this world. Remember that I'm always here for you if you ever need anything. And as always, happiness can be found in the darkest of times if one remembers only to turn on the light. Sincerely, Mr. Chilwood.